I cannot be stopped.
Abby, you alright?
It's done. Mortis is dead. The Veil's fallen. The Elves' plan failed. The Legion won't have the mana they need for their weapon.
We... won.
There's still the matter of what to do with this place. The power of the Nexus drove the world mad.
We should do something with the Dagger of Uru, too. It's a little too important to leave lying around.
The dagger was hidden in Barad Nur before Catanera found it. I'd say it's ours now.
Thieving. A woman after my own heart. And the Nexus?
The Nexus is home to the power of the gods themselves. It's our burden to claim this place and guard it. In the name of Ilion.
Oh, smart. The one who controls the Nexus controls the world.
Glad you approve. It so happens I'm getting the hang of making world-altering decisions.
Actually, one more thing. Catanera was following the ritual written in a grimoire. This grimoire.
After everything we've been through, every hardship suffered, you haven't changed one bit. Well done, old friend.
My stubborn refusal to grow is my best quality. And you? How has Aviana the Liberator changed?
When we were young, I always felt like an out. My only goal now is to honor that. To be the leader.
So began the Epoch of Heathens. From far and wide, the denizens of Nevendar flocked to Ilion, seeking refuge. The war had not been kind. Mercifully, the new epoch began with a tenuous peace. The races of the world would convene under one banner, yours. Free of the chains of its past, Nevendar would become the world you'd promised to make it. One of freedom, one of heart, one of liberation. Through it all, however, was Orion, new leader of the Reborn Empire and in many ways the person you most trust on Nevendar. Over your many years as friends, the bond between you became a symbol of peace for future generations of the Empire and of Ilion. Together, you clumsily handled the expectations of onlooking dignitaries with a fumbling sort of grace. And it was glorious, if not a little more drunken than a standard affair. Years pass. Nevendar is slow to change, but you're patient. And through that patience you would come to see a new world born. From the southern wastes to the tips of the northern ranges, there was not a realm unaffected by your rule. Guarding the Nexus proved a daunting task, though a necessary one. Its power remained in your hands, and with it, you controlled the world. Any who opposed you would soon learn that Ilion was both a home and a monolith casting its shadow across the land. With the elves fought back from the Lows and the Second Woken pushed from the Castle Hale, the bastions of the old empire rose again. Together, you and Orion traveled to the Lows often, every occasion fountaining into a celebration of drink, dancing, and laughter. Though you preferred to be called Avi, the people of this new empire insisted on calling you Empress. Reintegration of the Veil's many troops took years, and it was not without pain. But as the last of the Titans died, so too did the nightmare they wrought. You sent troops of Second Woken hordes to Greyleaf to guard the throne of Korsal. Should any god choose to stand against you, the throne would be their prison. The same became true of the Hall of Souls. Its bricks grew full of those mortals foolish enough to question you. Supplanting the Council of Six as leader of the Second Woken was a difficult choice, but one you would honor. Ghouls from Greyleaf to Queen's Nest flocked to you, and you were happy to meet them. With their necromancers, you rose the corpse of the Beast of Galleon from its decomposed state, preferring to ride it as your trusty steed. As for the Legion, they came to accept your rule over the path of flesh and flame. They marched to Ilion seeking a permanent alliance. You were happy to accept. It would only be a matter of time before you set sail aboard the Helzadin with your demon kin, the weapon of Barrett-Nor loaded, ready to kill their lord Bethrazan. Though, not everything in the Unholy Realms was so grim. The Festival of the Molten Moons raged on in Hurek, an eternal celebration held in your honor. Elsewhere, the Elven clans ceased their raids and took their place as allies of Ilion, governing the Whitelands and Wotan's grave from their true home in Atelian. So honored were you among their people, even the blood trees bowed to you in respect. So went the races of the world. But in the end, it was the intimate moments that mattered most. Coruscant visited Port Grimard often, and you were happy to make the pilgrimage. She never assumed the name Beth, but she honored her family's memory in her own way. Belendrak grew old, as did his cubs. Soon they had cubs of their own. It was not the caretaker's life he'd hoped for, but it was life just the same. There were many ways to avoid death on Nevendar, but none so reliable as having a friendship with Edgemar the Crow. There were many times he'd find himself in a position to save you from the brink. And he did. Though her mortality always haunted her, Elmiren felt safe with you, as did her falcons. They made a strange family, but what family isn't strange, really? Or Mariel's life would always be full, and the people who needed her always demanded more. But Ilion was her home, and she longed to return every time she was away. Though most in Ilion rightly feared Charlea, you grew to see her in a different light over the years. Unless, that is, you walked in on her during a feed. Years would pass with Sebastian, the rightful king of the Hail, as your dear friend and mentor. When he finally breathed his last breath, it was a peaceful one, with you by his side. Though Bagthal continued to fight proudly in your honor, the ghosts of his past haunted him. He would rise at night, screaming her name. Sometimes you could swear you'd hear her answer. It would be a long reign over Ilion, and eventually, Nevendar. There would be more loss and more loves along the way. But your life would be full. The people of Ilion would be safe. And until the epoch's end, Nevendar would be liberated.
My child of sky. Aviana, can you hear me?
Inoel. Mother. Yes, I hear you, but I don't know where you are.
Time is short, and we must go unseen. Purifet the Fate Hand has made a mistake. We are using our might across the four heavens to reset time. We have to send you back.
Send me back where?
To the beginning. To change the choices that undid the liberation of the world. You must let Catanira draw your blood from the dagger. Catanira was meant to speak the name. She must speak the name.
The world is liberated from Catanira. She was going to invoke the name of the High Father.
No, not the High Father. A creature far, far older. The true battle for liberation must begin again.